Hi people, welcome back. It's time to play some Minecraft. So first I just want to do a quick check on some of the stuff that's going on here. We are having a little bit of a problem here. We have actually run completely out of saplings. I don't think any of these have any either. They are full on apple juice, and we still have, oh, that one has a few. Okay, I guess that's one problem with this. It's not going to distribute saplings evenly. Now, okay, let's try something. I believe I've heard that the factorization router will distribute items evenly. You know what? Let's yeah, okay, let's try that since we're talking about it. I think the router distributes items evenly between inventories it's attached to. Let's see if that's true. Let's get it 2 chests. If I have understood that correctly. So maybe it can oh, well, I picked a poor type of chest here. Okay, let's get a chest and a hopper. Here we go. And just put, oops, put the router next to them. And let's say signs. Yes, okay, good. So it balances them. All right, so that's what we want. Let's use a router instead of the pipes to get saplings into our fermenters. Router seems extremely handy. I'm just having a little bit of trouble coming up with the right situations to use it. So I think what we can do, let's see here. Yes, this should be safe because these aren't directly next to any other inventories. So first question is, which slot do we need to put saplings into? And also, I assume we can just pipe saplings into this router. Okay, so insert, I could just say insert into top sides. That'll work fine. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And I need some saplings. Let's get some from inside. I've done quite a lot of work on my bee building. We'll take a look at that soon. Got some real fun stuff for you on that. But let's just finish this first. I'll get a few, well, okay, so maybe I'll use some of my junk saplings I have over here from tree breeding, because I'm not going to need most or pretty much any of these. Yeah, I don't think I need any of these, because I have my apple trees that work about as well as we're going to expect them to work. So let's just use a few of these to ferment. And yeah, what was I going to say? I did do a little bit more experimentation with saplings. We were talking before. Ooh. Okay, right. It can't stack anymore because those don't stack together. Okay. We might. I wonder if we want to. Just for now, I'm going to put a hopper on top of this and see if that does what I expect. Yes, it does. Now I can't get at the router, but that's fine. It's configured the way we want it to be. Yeah, actually, that's incredibly simple. So let's just rewire this so that it doesn't have the diamond pipes to it anymore. Oh, hang on. No, we do want that for the mulch. Well, we could have a second router for mulch. Okay, let's refill mulch manually for the moment, and we'll I guess we'll set up a second router for putting mulch into the thing. So, now the question is, can a router pull from adjacent inventories? I don't think it can. I assume I have to pipe into it. But let's find out. So if I take this down and I do have a chest on me. Alright, I'll put this down here. No, it's just going to put into the chest. So, alright, I guess I just have to pipe items out, or pipe items into the router. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. Alright, so router is here, and since it only has one slot, that's why I'm putting the hopper here, just because I don't, I don't know, it feels a little weird otherwise. So, well no, since all those saplings stack, what am I thinking? I'm not very well prepared for this episode, as you can probably tell, but we will get stuff done just fine here. So, let's use an iron pipe here. Pipe into it, and do it like this, And that is connecting, of course. I need a sandstone pipe there because I actually don't want to connect that because I want the saplings to come from this chest to here. Okay, let's go get a sandstone pipe. And I expanded my string farm again because I'm using quite a lot down below. I think it was last episode that we set up the system for automatically making untreated frames and putting them into alvearies. I've expanded. Get out the door, please. I have haste 2 on these boots, or haste 3 rather, which actually makes it a little bit hard to get through doorways sometimes. Because if you're going sideways, you sometimes just slide right along the wall and go by the doorway. So anyway, sandstone here, gold here, and some pipe wire. Okay, let's see. How did I wire this? Blue. This will be nice and easy. Okay, so blue pipe wire here, here, and here. And then a gate, gold OR gate here. Space in inventory equals blue pipe signal. And this is going to pull those. Yes, good. So let's see that router put the things into the appropriate place. Hopefully. Saplings go in, saplings go out. Beautiful. Okay, so the thing that we just did is basically we made it so that if we're low on saplings, then they'll be distributed a bit more evenly. And since we've done that, we can just stick whatever sapling we want in here. And oh, well, now hang on, that's gonna clog this up a little bit. And I'll bet some of those items are gonna pop out because they can't go into the router. Yeah. Well, let's find out. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just leave it and let it do what it does. So, let's look at our bee building. I have built all of the rest of the alvearies that I need. I took down the ones that were outside here and put them in there. I actually have a few spare alveary blocks for that. Worked on the entrances to it and the way down a little bit, so I have these 2 stairways here. It's okay. I don't entirely love it, but it does the trick. So that's how you get up to the top floor. This place is gone down here. Fill this in with grass, so that's a bit nicer. And we can go down. There's actually not much to do up on the top floor now. Most of the magic happens down in the floors below. So I actually have these turned off right now. And there's a reason for that, or the energy pulsers on them that pulls stuff out. Because I want to show you something cool I have going on down below. And each one of these has 4 frame housings in it, full of untreated frames, so that they are all working at 16 times speed. So these are all going super fast and producing ridiculous amounts of products. I mean, all of these things you're seeing are from single breeding cycles or even partial breeding cycles. Oh yeah, these are stained bees. They produce ink sacs. Those are kind of hard to get. I don't like going hunting for squids. But anyway, let's go down below and flip a switch and see all of those products come out and get processed. So yeah, we've added a bunch more centrifuges here. This is what, 9 total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. First, let's flip the switch, then I'll take you through all the mechanics and how it works. But watch what happens when we do that. Give it a second. And... oh, it's madness. And we have the capacity for all those now. All of those combs and other products are going to the appropriate place and getting processed intelligently. So yeah, this was quite a lot of fiddling and changing my mind, doing lots of stuff to set up, so I decided to just do it, and I'll walk you through the final configuration on camera. You know, it's maybe not quite final, but it's close enough. So, you can see combs are going this way, non-combs are being pushed over there with this yellow filter. I am kind of running out of room on this, but I have 2 more sides I can use. This is the green side and the red side. Now the black side is going to a void pipe. I'm just putting rocky combs down there because I don't want to waste the MJ and mostly just the time spent in the centrifuges to process them. So, yeah, rocky combs go to black, non-combs, all the ones that I know about. Oh, I need to add ink sacs. I'll bet the ink sacs have gone in here. Am I going to find ink sacs in one of these centrifuges? because I just put the stained bees in a moment ago. Okay, they probably haven't made their way to the system yet. Can I get any? They're in this alveoli, I believe? Nope, nope, too late. Okay, we'll have to pull them out of the system somehow as they come through it. Yep. So, oh, right, I'd look in this chest. That's where I want it. Okay, ink sac goes to yellow. And, okay, so the yellow path leads to this pipe, which joins up to the place where output from the centrifuges goes. And that all joins up to this diamond pipe here. So we have another void pipe on yellow, getting rid of snowballs and watery propolis. Watery propolis isn't too useful. I am bothering to centrifuge watery combs for their honey drops, because they produce not too terribly, let's see, or sorry, it's wet comb. They give me, what is it, 70? Oh, 90%. So that's actually pretty good. But the watery propolis is almost totally useless. You can squeeze it for water and a chance at propolis, but I have plenty of other ways to produce propolis and definitely plenty of other ways to produce water. So I'm not bothering with that. But anyway, yeah, so we void pipe those. Green goes... Green is nothing. Nothing goes to green, just comes from it. Let's see. Blue is for finished products that go into a... wait, no. Sorry. Black is for finished products that go into my storage system I have here. Okay, right. So that's unassigned. So anything that doesn't need to either be processed as a dust or stuck back in a centrifuge. So yeah, blue... No, white. I'm getting all confused here. Okay. The white side is for things which need to go back into the centrifuge again. So if you centrifuge certain combs, you get types of propolis that you need to centrifuge a second time to actually get their products out. So that just gets routed back up here and to this pipe, which goes into a chest. Oh yeah, this is an apiarist pipe. This right here is just in case we ever get an overflow on drones. They'll get pulled out of the system and won't be able to go back into their alveoles. So they'll end up here, and we're just void piping them. We don't need that many excess drones. My liquid DNA tanks over there are full. Don't need to worry about them at the moment. Maybe someday we'll put them into like a huge tank of liquid DNA, but I don't think I actually need that much. So anyway, that's what that is. Everything else goes to this chest, which has a filter on it. This filter is on a timer. The gate sends a redstone signal down to this block. There's a timer right under this block pointing at it, which runs the filter. I don't really need to show that, but that's how it works. And filter just pulls out items when it has room to centrifuge them. And then these just do their thing for as long as it takes them to finish centrifuging the product. Then more come out of the filter, and it works great. So, yeah, this path that goes to storage comes over here. And just ends up in this relay. The relay goes to a pneumatic tube that goes to a long line of barrels, and each one of these has a different B product in it. So since pneumatic tubes are relatively smart about this sort of thing, things just find their home, and I don't have to worry much more about it. So, I'm level 45, good grief. I've been standing here for a little while. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Good, there's the ink sacs, beautiful. Put these in there. And some overflow storage all the way back here. We might actually end up wrapping this farther around because I didn't expect to get this far this quickly, but this is producing a crazy amount because, you know, it's 16 bees, each of which is working at 16 times speed. So, you know, it's that many times as much as an alveoli, or sorry, as one alveoli would produce. So we have a huge amount of stuff to process. And these take quite a lot of MJ altogether. I'll show you how I'm generating that in a moment. Right, and the one thing we haven't talked about yet is, right, the blue path here is for tiny piles of dust. Those are kind of annoying. You know, I could just put them in the barrels and then pull them out and then craft them into the normal-sized piles of dust. But, you know, I don't want to do that. It's too much manual work. So we pipe them down here. This pipe runs all the way under the floor over in this direction. Back to setup we have here. Oh, needed to go one more over. Yeah, up here. So each one of these auto-crafting tables has 4 tiny piles of dust in it, and a diamond gate telling it to put that type of dust into it. And once the auto crafting table has enough dust to make a full pile, it gets pulled out into one of these barrels. So there's other ways to do this. There's an item I tried from factorization called the Packer, I believe it is. No, not Packer. Packager? Yeah, Packager. This is how generic B and BOO do their tiny dusts, I believe. Or at least it was. I don't know if they've changed it since then. But the problem with that is, like, say you get 3 iron dusts and then you end up with a copper dust. You have to wait until you get another iron dust, or it'll jam up the system, or, you know, do some complicated routing. I think they use a red power, what is it, a manager, sorting machine, something like that. I'll have to go look at their videos again and see. But anyway, I just thought auto crafting tables were a little bit easier to do. It is a bit expensive because you need the diamond pipes behind them. Honestly, I really wish there were a way. There's one more buildcraft pipe I wish existed. So it'd be sort of like a hybrid between the iron and diamond pipe. So you'd say everything should go to this one direction unless the inventory that's attached to is full, and then it should continue along another path. And, you know, you don't have to specify specific items like with the diamond pipe, and with an iron pipe, stuff would just bounce back if the inventory is full. So that would be a really nice thing to have, but that doesn't exist as far as I know. Apparently in the next thermal expansion update, which we'll have to wait till Feed the Beast is on Minecraft 1.5 to get, they're adding a couple of new buildcraft pipes, so I'll have to wait and see exactly what those do. But anyway, so we got a lot of dusts here, and let's actually take a stack of emerald dust, because we're going to want to do something with that in a moment. But anyway, so yeah, that's my setup. It's crazy. It's awesome. This gets through combs faster than they're produced. I've been putting my backlog of combs in here down toward the bottom, so they're prioritized lower than new ones that come in. And it's gotten through them. And I have this master shutoff switch. I wanted to just like run a red alloy wire all along here. I ended up using wireless redstone instead, because since these are stairs, I can't place red alloy wire on them. It's really annoying. So wireless redstone was just a little bit easier. More expensive though. I'm actually down to like 2 redstone dust. I'm almost completely out of it. I'm working on breeding up some bees that produce redstone for me, but we're not there yet. I'm extremely low on resources now. All of this was very expensive to build, and bees are doing a good job at producing more for me, but they only go so fast. 28 diamond dust, 16 titanium, awesome. So let's look at how we're powering this whole setup. You know, 9 centrifuges, that's quite a lot of power. Oh, and one refinement I wanted to make was to actually automatically squeeze the, let's take some of these, oily propolis and petroleum propolis, so that we get their liquids into capsules. Then we can take those capsules elsewhere, or just liquiduct them to the places they need to go. Because as nice as this is, the automation ends with this building. You know, if I want to get any of the bee products to a place where they're actually useful, I have to come over here manually and pull them out of these barrels and move them to where they need to go. I don't know if we'll get to automating any more of that this episode, but we might. Anyway, let's go over here to my basement, and I'm going to face this way, because there's something I don't want to reveal just yet. It's probably stupid, but anyway, so here's the boiler running on biofuel. It's going fine. It's up to max heat. And our biofuel tank is actually filling up quite nicely. It's above halfway now and going up. So I have this squeezer on here for bringing petroleum propolis to. I could, it'd be nice to automatically pipe it to there, or squeeze it over at the bee building and bring the capsules of it over here to put into the multi-tank. Oh, and then since this doesn't wait, does this consume capsules? I think it might. I forget. If it doesn't consume capsules, we could just pipe them back over to be refilled again. And I also have some oil again because of bees. They're producing a bunch of oily propolis for me. So that's going on, and this is going up. And since I had some excess fuel and needed more MJ to do stuff, our one boiler does great, but I set up a second one and used like all of my iron and steel. But it's doing great. We have 2 boilers, so that's 288 MJ per tick for total. And I think we're actually using all of that, so we might need even more boilers than this. This one's not up to max heat yet. But running on fuel is 3 times more efficient than biofuel, or 3 times as efficient as biofuel. 3 times more would be 4 times as much. But anyway, so those 2 boilers keep these centrifuges running at full speed, I believe. And they're also hooked up to the the power grid over here. So we basically have 2 power grids here. One with these combustion and biogas engines that powers our stuff up above, and one with these boilers that powers the B building and also all the machines over here. That includes this ice shard squeezer, oily propolis squeezer, petroleum propolis squeezer, stills, and it also comes all the way up here to our apple squeezers and fermenters up above. Yeah, so with full power, like I said, the numbers change a little bit. It does nothing to help our sapling production, and makes this stuff go fast enough that apparently it actually runs the whole system out of saplings. Now, why has that happened? Did I set this wrong? Space in inventory equals blue pipe signal. Blue pipe signal equals energy pulsar. Oh, it's because that's an emerald pipe. Okay, and it doesn't know how to pull out this type of sapling. That's fine. That explains what I was seeing earlier. Okay, so we'll just insert those manually. And okay, we're good. And give this the rest of our oak saplings so it will have something to do. Okay, that's fine. Now, I did take down the lily pads of fertility here because they did something really weird. Let me go get them and I'll show you what was actually happening with them. It was very strange, but caused a lot of problems with the Steve's Cart farm. And right, this is what we're doing right now. Yeah, so what they were doing, I don't really understand it. They would grow trees 1 block off the ground, and the sapling would actually drop as a block under them. So let's see if it'll do it right now. Okay, so that tree grew fine, but I know, like I came back and every tree looked like this. And the cart doesn't know how to reach those trees, so it was just stuck. It couldn't plant a sapling there. It couldn't cut down any of the trees. These seem to be working okay right at the moment. I'll leave them for a little while, and we'll come back and see what they've done. I would like to use them because I need more saplings. And I don't know another good way to get them. I'm fairly certain I can't plant special forestry trees here that produce more saplings because the cart doesn't even know what they are, so it won't consider them saplings and actually plant them. So I don't know. We might need to expand this or find another way to produce more saplings. Use a different type of tree farm that knows about forestry trees, like the one that actually comes from forestry. Yeah, there we go. See what it's done here. This sapling is popped off, and this tree has grown a block above the ground. I don't understand why or how that happens. There's another sapling popped off. Yep, there's a tree right above it. So what's up with that? It doesn't happen if I don't have the lily pads here, so I don't know what to do about it. Hoping this cart will chop down these leaves so I can get at these lily pads to take them down, but I guess we'll just go in this way. So do I have logs on me? I do not. I just want to set this so the cart can actually chop it down. Or I could chop it down myself, but whatever. Yeah. So make sure it can plant, the trees can grow in that space again. Okay. 1 more, 2 more, 3 more. Good grief. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with those lily pads. I'd like to use them, but they cause that problem, which is it's a deal breaker. Anyway, so that's all that. I feel like I spent almost the whole episode already just reviewing stuff we've already done. But let's do some new stuff now after I clear my inventory. 1 second. All right, that's good enough for now. The one thing I did want to show, I just remembered, was I did get one of these lime trees that produces apples. But as it turns out, the mechanic is still the same. It seems to be tied to the type of fruit rather than the type of tree. So if I grow this right here, Immediately it has apples on it. I can break these and get apples. I don't have to wait for them to ripen. And bone meal has no effect. So I don't think that's any better than the oak trees we have over here. Guess I could try replacing them with these. Maybe I'll count up the leaves on each and see if... Since this one's taller, we could probably tile them more carefully to get a greater number of leaf blocks for that. But the thing is, apples are no longer a bottleneck. Saplings are. And in fact, we're probably going to overflow on apples now, so I don't know. That's not the thing that we need to do. So, yeah, I might have to replace the Steve's Carts farm with a forestry one for getting more saplings, but the problem is these take fertilizer, and fertilizer doesn't last all that long. So I have this concentrated compound here. I actually used another whole stack of apatite since last time you saw me. Ash production, and see, concentrated compound requires a lot of messes in an infusion altar to make, and that's why I planted another pumpkin farm here, because these are the best way to get messes. They have 8 each. That was weird. That thing stuck around after I released shift. But anyway, so that's I might need an automated pumpkin farm just to keep that going. But yeah, if we had more forestry farms, we'd be using more fertilizer, of course, so that would get to be a bit much after a while. But anyway, let's put this sapling away. And another thing is, oh, yeah, so I'm having amazing luck on these books. I got a second one of those. So I have one in here. I have this put away safely in my ender chest. And I got a second one somehow. So, since we're enchanting so many books, since bees are giving us so many levels, we're actually kind of filling up on them. I'd like to try some stuff from Bibliocraft. So from what I understand, Bibliocraft is a mostly ornamental mod with a little bit of function. Basically, yes, I do want to go up here. It gives you these bookcases, which can store books. So that's probably the most reasonable way to store enchanted books. I don't like this entirely, but we'll do it for now because I don't have a better option. There you go. Okay, book is on the shelf. Let's enchant a new one. Now I'm actually running out of books. That's another thing we'll talk about. I don't really like disjunction. But yeah, it's kind of cool that I can store these on the shelf. Now here's a question. Okay, so their color... Yeah, their color is just specific to the book position here, not the type of book it is. I don't think there's a way to actually sort enchanted books automatically. Not one that I know of. If you know of one, please let me know, because I'd like to set up a sorting system for them. That would have been really handy in my last world, actually, with our enchanting turtle. But here, I'd still just like to be able to dump books into some chest somewhere and have them automatically sorted. But yeah, there's nothing as far as I know that can actually read the type of enchant that's on a book. Even maybe there's a computer craft module that can do it. I don't know how to look for those. But anyway, so yeah, that's a little bit of Bibliocraft. You can also make an armor stand and put armor on it, and a writing desk, another place to keep books, I guess. Sounds like there's not a huge amount to it, but it's just for some more furniture and things that can store books. So, let's talk about some resource shortages a little bit. First, let's look in this chest. So, I'm extremely low on iron and steel, because I used so much on that second boiler down there. Doing okay for copper and tin for the moment, and I have a little bit more ore of each that I can grind down and use. But yeah, really, really low on iron. I do have rusty bees going in there now, so they'll be producing some more for me. But if I need bronze for stuff, or wait, no, bronze is copper and tin, so I'm fine on that. Never mind. And another resource that I'm going to be using a lot of is gunpowder. Producing gunpowder from bees is actually pretty tricky. Austere bees, I believe, are the only ones that produce powdery combs. Let me confirm that. One sec. Nope, I'm wrong. So both austere and creepy bees produce powdery combs. Creepy bees are, I think they're a thalmic bees thing. They have an interesting effect. It's called creepers, not creeper, creepers. And they're along with some other bees that I think they actually spawn monsters around them. That's my best guess. I'm working on breeding those up to. I think that's why I have the desolate bees here, because they're on the way to them. So yeah, we'll definitely try that out to see, because if they spawn creepers, then I guess we could turn that into a mob farm. But yeah, so there's also batty bees, which produce gunpowder directly rather than in powdery combs. But see, both creepy and batty bees work. They're batty because of fire bats. It took me a little bit to figure that out. They work much slower than austere bees, but austere bees only produce powdery combs in a desert. And I'm nowhere near a desert, so there's no really good way for me to run alvearies in a desert biome. I guess I should try putting a bunch of alveary heaters and hydroregulators in there to see if it's hot arid. Maybe it'll be okay, but I think it's actually biome specific. I could try it in the nether too. Okay, yeah, I'll try austere bees in the nether and see if that does the trick, but I don't think it will. Even with tolerance to make them work in the biome, it's a biome specific specialty. But we'll confirm that to be sure. But anyway, so the whole reason we want gunpowder is for this industrial TNT, which we need to use on some of the dusts we're getting from bees, namely the emerald dust and I guess sapphire if we're doing that. Olivine. There's not much use for olivine. Could turn it into... Oh, you can electrolyze it for... Magnesium is utterly useless as far as I can tell. Magnesium plate. Does this do anything at all? Okay, I think that's a modular power suits thing. Okay, right. Windmills. Windmills and one modular power suits component. And that is it. So not much you can do with magnesium. You get iron out of it, but see... The other thing you can do with olivine dust is you can make olivine with it, which is used not for much, but you can make these cool blocks with it. They look like emerald blocks, but just a little bit paler. So I might want those for building. But anyway, emeralds are the main thing we want because we want to be able to buy stuff from villagers. So we need this industrial TNT for that. Oh, and of course diamonds, because we have diamond dust from that too. So let's use our implosion compressor for the, I guess, second time, because we made that iridium plate. That's the wrong way around. Okay, cool. So that's 24 industrial TNT for 3 emeralds from 4 dust. So that's not awesome. Oh, by the way, these dark ashes, they do actually have a pretty good use. A decent use, at least. So I think I have some more in here. Yeah, these go into... Is it an industrial centrifuge? I think it's... Yeah, it's an industrial centrifuge. You get ashes and slag out of them. Now these can go in place of ash for crafting fertilizer from, what do you call them? Concentrated compound. So that's actually very handy because I do have fiendish bees producing... Fiendish? Is that what they're called? I think that's what they're called. Producing ash for me over there, but they're a bit slow. So, yeah, that extra ash we'll get from using the implosion compressor will be handy. And another thing we're low on is leather, because you saw I was running out of books up there to enchant. And I'm going to want to do some stuff with Mistcraft too, so we'll need books for that. So we need to do something for automated leather production. There is a UU matter recipe for it, but the only other way that I know to get it is from cows. So... And I feel like I'm doing so much talking and so little doing. But let's... Yeah, so I'd like to do something with cows. Mine Factory Reloaded has a bunch of cool machines for that. For automatic breeding and automatic harvesting of entities. It also has something that works a little bit like soul shards, where you can grind things, animals and monsters down into, what is it, monster essence? Something like that. And that can be used to spawn new ones. So we might do that at some point, but not today. Anyway, let's stop talking and start doing. Well, not stop talking, start doing both. So, I haven't gone any farther with my components for the matter fabricator. We could build that right now. But basically, we need a bunch more EU power generation first, because what we have here is woefully inadequate. And it would also be nice to have some for a Vajra. I don't have the iridium to build both a Vajra and a matter fabricator, so I'll probably go for the matter fabricator first. But yeah, both of those need a lot of EU power generation. I mean, I could use the Vajra, I could use them both without it. I just have to be very patient, and they'd take forever. But let's see here. So let's take a look at. We know how industrial craft generators work, although actually let's take a second look. We could do nuclear power. That might be fun. GregTech changes it a bit. It gives you thorium and plutonium, I think, in addition to uranium that you can use. It's more complicated. I haven't read up on it, so I probably couldn't do anything very effective with that. And I'll bet I don't have enough copper for all you'd need to do with a nuclear reactor. So these basic solar panels are pretty weak, and we can't build anything better than them without having UU matter already, so that doesn't help us much. Windmills, I don't think are too great. We could try them. I've actually never used them. We know about water mills. Those are low output. Then that just leaves these two, which are also pretty low output. And geothermal generator has a better alternative in... Well, that's interesting. Looking at this, the nuclear reactor is the only industrial craft generator that actually can put out a lot of power at once. So you'd have to stack up a bunch of these if you wanted it, or use something from Gravasuite. Is it Gravasuite? No, Advanced Machines. Sorry, what am I thinking? Gravasuite. No? Whatever the heck it is. Whatever adds the advanced solar panels. Maybe it's just called advanced solar panels. Anyway, advanced solar panels. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but to build this one, we need... Oh, come on. Recipe. I would like one of these, but you need this, which requires one of these, which requires those things. And also... How much iridium? Oh, 1 iridium ingot. Interesting, interesting. How are these different? Aren't these the same recipe? Refined iron, 30249. Refined iron, 30249. Iridium ingot. Oh, these are different iridium ingots. Okay. I wonder what else adds another iridium ingot. Anyway, so we can't do solar power until we already have a matter fabricator. So, what about GregTech generators? GregTech, he loves his hyphens. He puts them all over the place. Sometimes just leaves them out and sticks words together. I think he's German, so maybe his German language coming through in English a little bit. So, nuclear reactor components? Wait, those are industrial craft nuclear reactor components. How are these different? All right, fusion reactor is like the most advanced item in the game. We definitely can't do anything with that right now. Lightning rod, we could do. What does this actually cost? But oops. Oh, come on. Wait, my finger's in the right place on the keyboard. Good grief. Where were we? GregTech, lightning rod. Come on. What? Why is this? What is going on here? Okay, screw it. Would you just disappear? Okay, so we have some of those. We have some of those, but see, we need them for the matter fabricator. This costs a lot more. Okay, that's way too expensive, so no lightning rod for us right now. What else does he give us? I think we might just need to stack up a large amount of the basic generators, like, 50 thermal generators or something, just to get enough power for the moment. Then we'll upgrade to something higher output after that. What else? Anything that could help us out? Let's see. I don't think... So his thermal generator is better than the industrial craft one. Oh, good grief. Hang on. Let me look through these a little bit and see if there's anything useful. Aha! Now that's not too bad. We do have a dragon egg we can use on this, so maybe we'll do that. It does say use at your own risk on the wiki, and it's... Wait a second. Yeah, so the dragon egg energy siphon might be good, and also... possibly a magic energy converter, although that costs a beacon, so we can't make it just yet. Okay, so 2 iridium plates for that. A super condensator, which is... Nope, we need 4 iridium plates at least. Oh, more than 4 iridium plates. And everything costs iridium. So that's a no-go. So actually, maybe this is the most accessible one, because this costs no iridium, it just costs a beacon, so I got to get a nether star. And, you know, we were talking about that a while ago, but I haven't yet gone to the nether and actually done a proper wither skeleton hunt. Okay, well, let me look and see if there's anything else we can actually use. Well, okay, this one might work. So the diesel generator, 12 EU per packet out, and takes fuel, generates a fair bit, or biofuel, generates a bit less, but we have plenty of both of those right now. So maybe that would be a good way to go. We'd need to make a bunch, but they're actually cheap compared to all the other stuff we were just looking at. Now, I don't know for sure how that compares to the petroleum generator. I'll have to check how much. This one doesn't tell me how much it outputs. So I'll have to see how they stack up. If this one's better, I'll go with it. They're fairly similar cost. This one costs a little bit more. I think the petroleum generator outputs more power at a time, but I'm not certain. So, yeah, petroleum generator can't take biofuel. You'd need a biogenerator for that, and that one's very weak as far as I know, or very inefficient at the very least. So yeah, EU is kind of hard to generate, especially with how expensive Greg makes a lot of the more advanced ones. So maybe I'll read up on nuclear power, compare the diesel generator to petrogen, but let's go ahead and build a diesel generator just so we actually do something this episode instead of actually just talking for the entire time. So electronic circuits or autarchic gates, and generator and refined iron. Okay, gonna build a couple of those actually. Ah, man, can you believe this? I only have enough redstone to build one battery for the, yeah, I have no redstone ore in here, no, hang on, does it come from one of these nether ores? Yeah, like, I'm totally out of redstone. This will bring me down to 1 dust if I build a battery with this. Let's just check real quick. I think one of these produces, like, a little bit of redstone. Glowstone, zinc, cinnabar? Yes, okay, so a little bit of redstone out of this one. Okay, so let's... just to get a little bit more, let's go ahead and put our cinnabar ore in... Wait, was that was water, right? Cinnabar ore in the industrial grinder. Okay. So, I've been told that... right, we talked about being able to... Oh, hey, there's some iron. Good, I needed that. We talked about piping water into this and how I didn't think I wanted to do it because... I use a lot of different liquids. Apparently you can both pipe water in and put a different cell in if you want to use another one. I'm probably still not going to do that though, because I feel like that runs the risk of accidentally, you know, putting them in the wrong order and then using water when I want to use mercury or sodium persulfate or something else if there's another valid option. So just going to stick with cells. I'm fine with them. But if I ever get to the point where I'm actually fully automating that, I'll probably actually pipe liquids into it. So here goes all of our redstone, but we're getting a little bit more from cinnabar. And batteries for generators. Oops. And I stupidly did that the expensive way. I forgot to make iron furnaces first. Okay, and then no, it was refined iron. So here we go, diesel generator. Now I just remembered, doesn't the thermal generator actually output? Yeah, that outputs 24. So one thermal generator is as good as a 2 diesel generators. It just runs on lava instead of the other thing, which is more plentiful and easier to get. I can make plenty of Invar, although I am a bit low on iron dust. Yeah, so, you know, thermal generators might actually be the way to go. Another nice thing is they're quiet, unlike geothermal generators, so I won't have that horrible cacophony of noise when I turn them on if I do that. But since we built these, let's just set them down. I'll put one here, have it run on fuel, put the other one here, and have it run on biofuel. And we need some... Ooh, it's going to be a little bit lossy with gold cables there, but I guess... Wait. Why are those gold cables? None of these output nearly enough for that. Let's make those copper cables. I don't think I have enough copper cables to do that, but I can make them easily enough. Because they will be less lossy. And I don't have anything over 32 EU per packet going behind my MFSU. So we should be able to safely just use copper cable here. Oh, that's going to connect. So we will need to... Can I do this without anything exploding? Yeah. All right, so I need to paint those two. Pretty sure I still have my painters around. Yep. I still don't know why you can't craft these to get the dye off. I know I was able to in the Minecraft world. Something has made that impossible here. Okay. So there's that. And... there we go. So that should be lossless, I think. All right, so let's get some capsules. Capsules, yep. And we'll pull some fuel and some biofuel out of our tanks down here. How's this doing? It's not quite heated up all the way yet. And not oil. We could use oil in a semi-fluid generator, but I don't really want to do that. Because I'd rather refine it into fuel. Let's see, semi-fluid generator can also take creosote oil, which might actually be a good thing to do with that, but it's 8 EU per packet. I said the gas turbine was 8 before. I was confusing it with a semi-fluid generator. Gas turbine's 16. Anyway, so let's give this some fuel, and give this some biofuel. And we're not actually, well, we're using a little bit of power to grind that cinnabar. But yeah, that's still nowhere near enough for a matter fabricator. Like, we need to think much bigger. Matter fabricator, I guess it could run really slowly on that, but I don't want it to just drain my MFSU totally dry. So, I guess we could build it and have it running in the background. Yeah, because we need UU matter. I want to make solar panels. This will get us started on that. It'll go extremely slowly, but we'll just build it. So we've already looked at the recipe. I'm just going to do... Do I have the... I know I have the iridium. Yeah, okay. So I have the diamonds, just barely. Another thing I'm really low on. I got to pulverize these. Wait, no I don't. Because I have diamond dust over in the B room. Stop that. Let's go get one from there. Because I can turn the dust back into diamonds, but it's lossy that way. So we'll get a diamond dust, and yeah, we know how to build a matter fabricator already. We've looked at that recipe plenty, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Man, it's a good thing we rescued that diamond from the pulverizer, because I actually need both of them right now. I guess I could make more industrial TNT and make diamond dust into them, but yeah, I got this one from the B room. But anyway, so let's make our teleporters first. Wait, did I do this right? Teleporter requires... Yes, okay. So diamonds and advanced circuits. Finally got a chance to use some of those silicon plates. So there we go. Teleporters, and wait, do I have all the components on me? I believe I... Oh, no, not this one. Okay, so we got to make some lapotron crystals and iridium plates. Wait a minute. Didn't I need more iridium plates for this? I only need 1. Oh, it was the Vajra recipe that used 3. Okay, so I have 2 extra iridium plates to work with. That's cool. Oh, don't throw those away. All right, so let me make the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lapotronic energy orb, or whatever it was called. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's see, that's... What does it take again? Lapotron crystals take... Okay, autarchic gates are acceptable. I will use those. And here we go. Oh, no, I need all 16. Okay, well, I'll be back when I have the components all together. Here we go. We're spending our first iridium plate ever. Oh, okay, so this actually stores energy. Interesting. All right, so there's that, and then these, and then the teleporters, and we have our matter fabricator. This is actually not as expensive as I thought it was, so that's not too bad. Just one iridium plate. You're going to go in there. And this thing takes a ridiculous amount of voltage, so we don't have to worry about transforming it. Oh, actually, I'd really like to power this from my MFSU without going through this transformer, but I can't. I can't unless... Sure I can. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna... I actually need some... Well, I can use glass fiber cable for this. That'll be fine. So we're going to reorient that. Glass fiber, wrench here. And yeah, we want the full output of the MFSU to go to both the that side of the HV transformer. Oh, nope, not that. Dang it. Okay, well that puts a damper in that plan. I can think of a really ugly solution to this, but I don't want to do it. I could loop the wire all the way up around and just put it in the top. Could I just, like, have the... Man! Alright, you know what? We're just going to leave these machines without power for the moment. We'll figure out how to do that. But for now, let's just have our matter fabricator sit right here. Please don't explode or anything horrible. Okay, good, good. Alright, so it's charging up and probably draining our MFSU completely. This stores probably, the same amount of energy? Okay, so we need to give this thing some amplifiers. Let's see, is there... No, I can't search for that. Now, I know... So we know scrap, and I do have some from the recycler, but there's also... a mass fabricator, hang on. Does this apply to matter fabricator too? Now this is also a good use for nickelite, because I have way more of that than I'm likely ever going to use. Oh, and manganese dust. This is utterly useless, except for as an amplifier in that, as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's literally nothing else you can do with it. So let's use that, because I have some from the... I forget where this even came from, the grinder or electrolyzer or something. So if we put this in here... Okay, cool. So that gave us 3%. Great. So we're 3% of our way to 1 UU matter. Once we get 2, we can make an advanced solar panel. Oh, 4%. Beautiful. Now these should all be working as hard as they can. Yep, that's going. That has no gas. That's going. That's going. That has nothing to burn. So let's actually give it some charcoal. Do I have any... I'll just give it what's on me. So I know this is just... This is totally pathetic compared to what we're actually doing with the power. But yeah, I'll find some way to fix this setup so I can both power the matter fabricator from the full output of the MFSU and also get it into the HV transformer, or sorry, MV transformer here somehow. But anyway, yeah, I'll figure out something else for generating power. Maybe we'll build a lot more of these thermal generators if I have resources. But anyway, I think I need to go mining. I'll probably go to a hollow hill in the Twilight Forest. Those are very rich in resources. Yeah, and just get some more, because we're scraping the bottom of the barrel so much here. But anyway, so this was telling me to do some automation with squeezing liquids and putting them into capsules over at the B building, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to call it here. I think we accomplished... honestly, I don't think we accomplished much at all this episode. It was just a bunch of talking. But anyway, we built a matter fabricator, so that's something. Hopefully we'll do more in the next episode, and I will see you guys then.